Sam Darnold. You know, the game, the Rams, we get it. He got sacked 9 times, had just an awful night.
Yeah.
And Minnesota Vikings' worst nightmare, fans, it was their worst nightmare, is that the guy who put together this unbelievable season, most people picked him to be last in the NFC North. Am I right? Most people picked the Vikings.
Right there. Yeah, there are the Bears, but a lot of people had hope for the Bears.
A lot of people had hope for the Bears. That's what I'm saying.
You.
Okay.
Yep.
So instead, they go on this unbelievable run, and what were they, 14-3, and had a great season, and they lose Game 18 to the Lions. They could have been the number 1 seed, had a bye, not even be playing the Rams. The Lions would have been playing the Rams, right?
The Detroit Rams.
Okay. But it didn't work out. So Sam Darnold, after having a tremendous season, right, after bouncing around, after being a top pick with the Jets, been bouncing around, can't find a home, he nails it. He has an unbelievable out-of-nowhere season. And, of course, it goes up in smoke and in flames. And I'm not the only one who said it. I mean, my God, even Troy Aikman and on the broadcast, right, we're talking about it. Everybody. I even saw a clip from a sportscaster in Minneapolis who said it was like the 2008 crash of the stock market. That's what he said. He was like, Sam Darnold just had a 2008 crash like the stock market and lost everything. So you know, there's a lot of talk about Sam Darnold and, you know, what's going to happen and what do you do if you're the Minnesota Vikings because you have J.J. McCarthy. And I'll tell you, this is not an overreaction or a prisoner of the moment. I'm out on Sam Darnold, and I am not, N-O-T, going to offer him a franchise tag. Okay, when they drafted J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, they moved up to get him. They obviously thought there was something there that they would move up because they really wanted this kid. Okay? You're building a team. You got to have a quarterback, and you say to yourself, it's not going to cost me a fortune. He's on the rookie deal. Correct? Here's the other thing, and this is what they always say. Oh, you can build a team when you don't have a quarterback who's making a lot of money. We just saw this with the 49ers. Didn't we see this?
You're saying the same didn't ball out kind of thing?
No. That they decided, okay, we'll go with Brock Purdy for no money.
Yeah, got you.
They had already gone to the Super Bowl, right? And they decided that we'll move on and we'll go with the Mr. Irrelevant. And we have such talent around and the play calling, and we have all the stuff that you want that we don't have to rely. This isn't about a quarterback. It's about our system. It's about what we do here. We have a dynamic, one of the best, Jefferson, one of the best receivers, if not the best, right, in the game. It's about what we do here. We could add any quarterback or almost any quarterback, add water and stir, and we're going to be good. This ain't no one-off. This ain't just about Sam Darnold. I wouldn't spend the money. He turned into a pumpkin, and I'm not cutting the eyes out. I'm not going to take out the filling and make a pie. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm not going to be prisoner of the moment in the last couple games and ignore what he did the other, 16 games outside of that Lions game, which was really the worst game. I mean, that was bad. Last night was bad, but it was you could tell he was under siege. Like, it was literally, he was sacked every time, and he still ended up with, 245 touchdown interception. But to me, I have a guy. First of all, I ain't sold on J.J. McCarthy in the sense of, man, I told you I saw every snap from him at Michigan. And I had a buddy text me last night. He texted me and he said, boy, it's going to be funny when Minnesota think they got something with J.J. And this is my same friend who is a massive Michigan fan. His father was connected to the organization. J.J. McCarthy, I don't know where people see something here. And I'm a fan. I was, rooting for Michigan. But
that's what they do for a living. They scout players.
I'm like, what is going on here where everybody thinks he's all of a sudden this dynamic guy? Could be wrong. Absolutely, I could be wrong. But I didn't see that all that time in Michigan. So I like what I saw from Sam Darnold for 98% of the season. Now, again, there are 32 starting quarterbacks. Is he top 8? No. Meaning everybody can't be Lamar. Everybody can't be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. But what I do need you to be is competent. What I need you to be is understanding our system and able to produce. And he showed that he can do that. Now, what I would like to consider is franchising him. Is going to cost me $41 million, which actually is pretty much nothing at the rate of quarterbacks right now. I mean, you start to look at what quarterbacks are being paid, and I mean, that would put him right where you would not, you'd be like, all right, that's not a bad amount of money for 1 year, because you got guys like Trevor Lawrence, who ain't did nothing, $55 million, Deshaun Watson, $46 million, Daniel Jones, $40 million. Jacoby Brissett he's too low. So he at the bottom. So all these other guys making all this money who haven't done anything. So to me,
what does Sam Darnold do?
He just won me 14 games in the best record we had in franchise history and got me into the postseason his first year.
Have the Vikings ever been in the postseason?
For sure.
Have the Vikings ever been to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
How many? They've been with Super Bowl 4 times. Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, like, you're acting like the franchise has never been like. It's not like the Lions, where they've never been to the Super Bowl. Okay, that guy will never have to buy a drink if Jared Goff can get the Lions to the Super Bowl. You're a king forever.
Minnesota ain't been in the Super Bowl since what, 70-something?
But they have been, is my point.
70-something. That's number one. Number two,
they didn't get to the Super Bowl with him.
It's his first year. I'm not gonna. If I got 14-3 out of you, got us to the postseason, you threw 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Why am I getting rid of that guy? I'm not getting rid of the guy who just did that when I have a coach who I believe can coach him up. And, by the way, a coach who just got out-coached by Aaron Glenn in the Lions defense, and then also got out-coached by Sean McVay, who has a habit of doing that to many coaches. So they're going to go back to the drawing board. Kevin O'Connell's going to get better. The offensive staff is going to get better. And so has Sam Darnold the opportunity to get better.
Here's what you're missing.
I'm franchising him, considering it at least, $41 million. See what we got another year. Go back up to it. See what I can get for JJ, or just sit JJ for another year. See what else is out there during next season. See what people are calling me about. And if ultimately Sam Darnold regresses, cool. We got him for 41, which is a reasonable price for a starting quarterback of that caliber. And then I can get rid of him and JJ enter, or the trade that I would have done. But I'm not just going to get rid of him, because now I got a guy that my coach believes he can work with, and I got a guy that has, again, knows the organization. We're heading in the right direction.
The chances of Sam Darnold repeating the season he just had are almost zero, or to repeat what he just did. This came out of the blue, out of nowhere. You think he's going to throw 36 touchdowns again next year?
Why can't he?
Because
you just told me he's got the best receiver. He's got another really good receiver. He's got a really good tight end.
There are one-offs. We talk about it. You were used to be in the music business.
Yeah.
There are people who are one-hit wonders, and they have their one hit, and they can never duplicate it. Sam Darnold is a one-hit wonder. He's not going to be a record breaker. He's not going to get a platinum album. That's not who he is. Because we would have seen that the first 4 years he was in the league.
I definitely don't buy that either.
Yes.
Do you see some of these putrid organizations that can't get that struggle, that the Panthers ain't did nothing in I don't know how long?
You can't keep saying that. So which one is it? If the franchise is bad, right?
What I'm saying is you're blaming on
the franchise.
No, situations absolutely matter.
All right, and then if the Vikings have a good setup, so is it the Vikings when it's good, but it's the Jets when it's bad? Is that what it is? Which one is it?
It's a perfect he is in a perfect situation for his skill set, and you just saw that. And sometimes it takes a few years.
You think he's going to do it again? You'll have the same exact season he just had, or good? What are the odds? What are the odds? Up or down? I'm asking you.
Can I get an even?
No, I don't want to be even.
I don't know if he gets better. He might. If all I need is this out of him, I just don't need you to be poor in the playoffs. He can be this again. I just don't need the poor playoff performance. And I need Kevin O'Connell to step his coaching up. He got out-coached twice when it mattered.
All right, Dion in Texas. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dion, on this Trash Talking Tuesday?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing great.
Yo.
Hey, check this out. I already make 3 amazing points, and I'll let you go.
Oh, he already know they're amazing. Okay.
You're darn Skippy. Man, first of all, shout out Aaron Glenn. the telecast said last night the L.A. Rams used the blueprint that Aaron Glenn used. So shout out to him. Number two, O'Donnell made a critical mistake right before the half, going for it on fourth down. That actually put the game out of reach because the Rams scored a touchdown right before halftime, making that thing 21-3. So the game almost felt out of reach right there. So can't put that on Sam Darnold. And thirdly, hey, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm more surprised of the season that Sam Darnold had or the fact that Minnesota actually went up to draft J.J. McCarthy. Rob, you must have watched J.J.'s twin brother play, because I'm shocked that anybody drafted him.
I'm trying to tell this man.
Dion, that's okay. So you're a draft expert now. Have you?
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever been wrong with looking at players? Because you know what? They told. Wait a minute. They told Lamar Jackson that he should be a wide receiver. Okay.
I was in that camp.
Okay. All right. So I'm just. Be careful when you think. You haven't seen J.J. McCarthy in a pro set.
That's fair.
Be careful. Everybody thinks they know. Be careful. Everybody thought Tim Tebow, right? A lot of people.
I know that.
No, a lot of people did.
You go back to Lamar.
He won in college. No, he won in college. And a lot of people like Tim Tebow.
My last point, Rob, and I'll let you guys go. Yes, you keep Sam Darnold. In fact, if I'm the Jets, if I'm Pittsburgh, if I'm New Orleans, I'm fighting Minnesota over this one. They better franchise him. I will let JJ sit and watch another year. You can't let this guy go after that amazing season.
He didn't have an amazing season because the two biggest games were awful. The two biggest games were awful.
Okay.
No, it's not okay. That's why you play.
You can't call it the 2 games, not the season. The season was great. You can't be an MVP candidate and then the season wasn't great.
Bruno in Brooklyn, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. How many MVP votes? How many All-Pro votes did he get?
I don't know.
Okay,
but they did top 5.
He didn't get any. He wasn't in there.
You act like the season is 2 games.
Bruno,
and
what's
one of them
up,
was
buddy?
the playoffs.
Gentlemen, hey, listen, another great show. I'm really excited about this year coming up. By the way, Kay, I'm with you on this one.
Thank you, brother.
Jets fan. I was elated to see this guy get a chance after they butchered him as a Jet. They ruined his career, basically, and now he got over to Minnesota. He had a really good year. I say keep him, and, I called you last week about this. The wild thing is this. I said, this was after he got throttled by Detroit. I said, if he has another bad game, his quote's not only going down, but he's not going to get the bag. Now, they could pick him up a lot cheaper. The Vikings can get him a lot cheaper than if he, had a good game there. But you know what? Let him hang around for a year. Don't give him a 5-year. Give him a 2-3 year, and he can actually do. Look at this. 10. He's in the top 10, top 8 quarterbacks, maybe. But you know what? He's basically going to have. He's going to get. Rob, to your point, he's not going to have another. He's not going to have a huge game another year, but he'll give you 10 wins.
Hey, Bruno, you're in Brooklyn, okay? Just hear me out. I want you to really listen. Because this is how the Giants got in trouble with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had a decent year. He beat the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs, and they thought they had their guy, and they paid him. Okay?
Right.
Where is he now? He's on the Minnesota Vikings for no money. This is what you got to be careful of. Bruno, hear me out. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to rip Sam Darnold. I'm telling you, I've seen this before. You got to be careful not to. You know it. You saw him in New York. He will not duplicate this season. If you don't capitalize on him this year, it probably won't happen again. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Why you got to be Daniel Jones?
I hear you, brother.
Bruno, thank you for the cover. There you go with the street. He got to be Daniel Jones now?
Yes.
Daniel Jones? Come on now.
Scott in
Daniel
North
Jones
Carolina.
wouldn't be good the year that he was good. The year that he was supposed to be good.
Did he get the bag?
No, he did.
Oh, he got why did
that.
they pay him? Because he beat Minnesota.
But he wasn't good.
Scott.
Sam Darnold was at least good this season.
Scott in North Carolina, you're on the Odd Couple.
What's
Fox
up, Scott?
Sports Radio.
I'm doing good, man. I would definitely agree with you, Rob, but we've seen over the past couple of weeks that the system is flawed. And if Sam Darnold was able to hide those flaws throughout the year and have a good year that he has, I got to sign him for another year. When you look at the head coach, I mean, last year, like you said, he lost to Daniel Jones last year. You know how bad that team was. And then these last couple of games, we could obviously see the flaws of the head coach and the system. So if Sam Darnold was able to cover those flaws throughout the year, you got to give him another chance.
Scott, let me ask you this. One quick question. In the game against the Lions, they were in the red zone 4 times, correct?
I'm putting that on
Yes,
there too.
he was bad. He definitely overthrew those balls.
Okay, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Like you
But
could say the second half the Lions defense had him on the run. But they were in that game to start, and he missed receivers. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, he did. But I don't know who's
that
not admitting
everything.
that. Yeah, he did, without a doubt. All right, appreciate the calls on that. We got
See, when I brought up the Daniel Jones thing, they got to listen to me because I'm trying to educate you.
Daniel Jones was bad. He wasn't even good the year he was supposed to be good.
Did he get a bag?
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
Okay,
he got
but
a bag.
they got a bag.
And we both laughed that he got the bag.
Well, I knew he shouldn't have got the bag. I said it. And I'm telling you that Sam Darnold shouldn't get the bag. He should get a bag of cold fries.
Stop it. I want to know who the starting quarterback is for the Rob Parkerettes. I don't even know who they would be.